Ale,
Woo!
you are the one carrying España from the start. You did not take any of the talk that France were going to do this, that they are looking better, that Lamine Yamal hasn't showed up. You said, paciencia, it's okay for the sake of your bracket. Now going up against an Argentina who had their bad moments, but still have that fight. How do you see this one?
Look, first of all, I don't want to take credit for picking Spain ahead of the tournament and just continue to pick them. That's more...
Selfishly for your bracket.
It's more because I'm stubborn, and I refuse to admit that I was wrong, and so I was going to ride Spain, whatever may come my way. I just didn't care. I was going with Spain. Now it's a little difficult.
Oh.
Now it touches my heart, you see?
Yeah.
Because at the core, beyond all of this, beyond all the yelling and screaming, I got Latin blood.
Yes, sir.
It
Conmebol
flows.
blood.
Conmebol blood. And it runs deep, you see? And that's where I have my attachments. That's where my roots are. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult to go against that. But I'm more stubborn than that.
Your beautiful wife told us.
Let's see.
More
stubborn or my blood?
My blood.
Stubborn roots and all that.
My heritage. Look, I'm surprised that Argentina are here.
Yeah.
I really am. And I'm surprised not because they're not a talented team, not because this is not a team that has experience or knows how to win matches. I'm surprised because I just didn't think the legs were going to withstand the pressure that they have had over the last, not one, not two, not three, but 4 matches. Mm-hmm. I think they have run into teams and circumstances and situations that played into their hands, and teams that when it came down to winning time, some of those teams were scared. Egypt didn't know what to do in the last 12 minutes of the match. England, who you would think may know what to do, they decided to take a step back, and they did not know what to do. They got scared. I haven't made up my mind as to whether they got scared of winning or scared of losing, but scared regardless. Switzerland, they were dominating the game, and then they got a red card. So there's been a lot of extenuating circumstances as to why Argentina are here. But they're here. And so you get this sense like, well, maybe it's just destiny. Maybe it's meant to happen, and there is nothing that Spain can do. There is something that Spain can do, and just continue to keep the ball in the manner in which they did against France. They do a lot more of that against Argentina. It's difficult to make a case for Argentina.
Yeah, Shaka, when we saw Spain against France, we talked about how we saw a different Spain, like they almost played a game of chess and they were comfortable with it. Did we see Argentina now, despite all the doubts and the critiques that we had of them on the road to making it to this next game, did they silence some of those doubts now?
They silenced a whole lot of doubts. Yeah. I think all tournament long in many respects. I hold my hands up once again to start the tournament. I didn't think Argentina had what it took to get not only this far, but maybe through a semi-final. You could see them getting to a quarterfinal quite comfortably, but then from then on in, they've just continued to amaze. And now, to Ali's point, Thomas Tuchel and England played into those hands, certainly in the semi-final. But that's what makes this final so difficult to call.
Yeah.
Because I thought Spain played their best game against France, made a very good France team look very ordinary. And that takes some doing, and Spain needs to be credited for that. Tactically, I thought De La Fuente got it absolutely right. Players on the day, I thought, rose to the occasions and sensed the moments when they were arising. That is an incredible instinct from a Spanish team. But Argentina, then you see them 24 hours later against England. And Ali described them the day before, I think it was, as a team who will die for Lionel Messi. Mm-hmm. England go 1-up, and this team does not stop running. This team, whose legs should have been shot 2 or 3 games ago, just seemed to turn up the volume on it, and England did not know how to respond, or certainly didn't respond well enough. And now it comes down to the talent, the tactics of Spain against a pure grit and of 10 players and the brilliance of Lionel Messi. And how do you separate those two, again, which is what makes this final so intriguing come Sunday?
Just 1 second, just for clarification about my bracket. Let's make it more about myself, Shaka.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
If you'd allow it.
No, I was out of this conversation back a long time ago.
Yes, let me just say this as well. I did pick Argentina to get to the final as well.
Boy.
I'm just saying.
Ale Moreno.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I'm saying.
That's what I'm
Ale
saying.
Moreno,
I
this
think I
is
got
why.
about the semis right, but then it all blew up.
This is
It
why
all blew up.
we pay him the big bucks. All right, well,
Who's
let's
that?
talk about one of the biggest storylines heading into this final, Gemma, and that is, of course, going down to one photo. The photo that has launched 1 million headlines now, and that is the one that was taken about 19, 20 years ago of a young Lionel Messi bathing an even younger Lamine Yamal. There's so many numbers and storylines just from this.
It's a healthy-looking baby.
That's a healthy-looking baby. I know he's a healthy-looking one. But Gemma, how
Wait to
much
see how he grows up.
is this
Just wait.
photo being talked about right now, especially in Catalonia, because we know Lamine Yamal is a son of Catalonia, but Lionel Messi as well, even though he's Argentino, he is an adopted son there. Do they feel like this final then was just written in the stars?
It looks like magic. Who could have ever guessed this picture would mean so much? It was taken by absolutely chance. There was a charity campaign going on at Barcelona. So, and the photographer, Joan Montfort, he works for sport. He knew he had to do a picture with Lionel Messi, and he was giving a bath to her child. And he thought, what am I going to do? I know, and it's really, it was written in the sky, in the skies, because back then Lionel Messi was not the main star of Barcelona. It could have been Ronaldinho, it could have been Samuel Eto'o, but somehow they decided to make it with Messi, who was a very extremely shy guy. So he was taking the bath with his kid, and he thought, what am I going to do so Lionel Messi feels a little bit comfortable with the baby? So he brought that bath with a little duck and went there. So Lionel Messi, he thought he would be taking a picture with a kid, not with a baby, with a 4-month baby. And what Joan explains is when he got into the visitors' locker room is where this picture was taken. Messi was a little bit shocked, and he didn't really know what to do back then. But then he started to taking the bath. Lamine Yamal mother helped him a lot. And the other crazy thing is that these two tremendous football players have never crossed paths since 18 years and 8 months approx, and they will do this in a final. So I think you couldn't plan for that. You couldn't predict that. And nowadays, you look at this picture and you, of course, think it's AI. It's impossible this happened. But yeah, I think it has to be some kind of magic, and it has got so much coverage and magic here in Catalonia, especially in Barcelona.
Yeah, over here in the USA as well, because it's just something that who would have thought? I think Messi must be looking and wondering, how on earth did we get here? It's the first time, obviously, these two will be facing each other, especially with their countries. Ale, what are you expecting, though, from both of them on the pitch? Because Lionel Messi, nothing to prove, but he's still proving that he can do it at 39. Lamine Yamal, though, as Gemma had said, we still want to see the Lamine Yamal that we know and love, although we know not to push too much pressure on him.
Well, if you're going to put pressure on somebody, I think the World Cup final, rises to that level.
And he's ready for it.
I think this would be the moment. And so I think we've seen enough of Lionel Messi over the course of his career.
Yeah.
And certainly we've seen enough of Lionel Messi in this World Cup to know full well that he will have a Messi moment at some point during this final. The question is as to whether Lamine Yamal will have his moment. I have no issues, no doubt whatsoever that eventually Messi will find the game, and eventually there will be a situation in which he has a positive impact on the game for Argentina. If you're a Spanish fan, you want to see the same thing from Lamine Yamal, that there will be a moment or two in this final in which you need to be one of those guys, one of those guys that elevates your level of play to where nobody else can catch you, where you elevate yourself and bring the team with you, and you're able to then have a positive impact for your team. What better time to do it if you're Lamine Yamal? You still haven't done that just yet in this World Cup. Not to that level.
Yeah.
What better time to do it than in the World Cup final against Argentina and against Lionel Messi?
I mean, we've seen the Oyarzabal show, we've seen Mikel Merino show, we've even seen the Pedro Porro show, which I don't think any of us had on our bingo card for this World Cup. Shaka, is it time for the Lamine Yamal show?
He's got time to show his value as a footballer. He's only 19 years old, as you mentioned. I am sure, haven't spoken to him, but I am sure Lamine Yamal is very comfortable not scoring, and Spain wins this World Cup 2-0 or whatever it may be. So that's not the issue for him here. Spain knows that they have to be good as a team, at their absolute best as a team, if they are to get the better of Lionel Messi and Argentina. And I say Lionel Messi and Argentina because, again, I look back to the England-Argentina semi-final. And, of course, a lot of talk about how England approached the game once they went 1-up and how defensive they got. And I can't help but wonder if, in Thomas Tuchel's mind, against anybody else, you continue to press high up the park. You continue to keep the opponent under pressure. But do you do that with Lionel Messi on the park? And as a result, he changed. So now, what do Spain do if you take a lead in the 35th minute? Do you still afford Lionel Messi the kind of space that you have in behind you? There is just so much about this game that intrigues for any number of reasons. But De La Fuente has gotten it right tactically. I want to lean there again, but then you see Lionel Messi at 39 years old, just continuing to establish himself as the best to have ever done it. Even I, who was a holdout, I'll also put this on record, I was a holdout. That debate was done in 2022, and now we're just trying to determine how much further ahead of everybody else is. I'm stubborn, not as stubborn as you, Ali.
Okay.
Not as stubborn as you, Ali. But
you did hold out quite a bit.
after 22, I shifted.
Where did some of us are still holding out on that debate?
They can't.
All right, well, as we said, this is going to be a very difficult final to predict, but let's have a look at what the odds are saying, shall we? And they are saying that España, that's right, not Argentina, despite the fact that they have Messi and are the reigning world champions, it is Spain that are the favorites to win this one. All right, well, I talked about how we didn't really have Pedro Porro shining for Spain on our bingo card. Well, we didn't really have this on our bingo card either. That is Bastian Schweinsteiger. Yes, indeed, the German great, somewhere there in the middle, celebrating with Argentina fans after that win against England. Now, we do know that Germans do have quite the rivalry with England as well, so I suppose that's no surprise there.
Frankly, he could use a workout, let me tell you.
Ale. The man is enjoying
I know, he could use it jumping up and down, a little side-to-side movement, a couple of jogs.
Oh, my days. All right, let's get some predictions then, shall we? Gemma, as we said, this is such a difficult one to call, especially when Argentina, no matter how bad they may look in moments, they still have Messi and they still know a way to fight their way back. But Spain are Spain. So how do you see this one going?
Oh, this is extremely difficult. This fight of the balance, the control against the rabia, the fear, the fight of Argentina. I'm going to say I'm going to go with Spain because it's what my heart says, but also because I've seen the Ballon d'Or version of Rodri. And if Spain managed to control that midfield, I think after playing that beautiful game against France, they are favorites. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 for Spain.
2-1 for España, says Gemma. Ale, I already know who you're going to pick.
Wait.
No, I'm still not sure.
Hold on. Are we not previewing this tomorrow? Don't we have a show tomorrow?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give two predictions.
Well, I'm not on tomorrow, so you're going to give two.
Okay, well, no, how about you? You give us a prediction then.
I actually like Gemma's prediction. I'm going to say 2-1 España, winner from Oyarzabal.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to say Lamine, but I love it. Oyarzabal in a Spanish jersey, like I keep saying, is like James Rodriguez in a Colombia jersey. Different gravy.
All right. Okay.
Ale, we know you're going with Spain, but by how much?
No.
He's not picking anybody.
He's not picking.
I'm here tomorrow as well, so I'm not picking anybody either.
Are you on the show as well tomorrow?
Absolutely, I am.
I'm not.
We don't stop working.
How about you whisper it to me just
No, that's great because I know you're not going to keep that secret.
Shaka?
I'm on the show tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So just Gemma's prediction then. You're going to have to hold out and be stubborn as these guys here.